What if I told you that learning AWS CLI could make managing your cloud stuff a breeze? Picture doing tasks quicker, automating boring stuff, and having more control over your cloud stuff is all with just a few easy commands. No matter who you are, this video will surely help you to learn AWS CLI easily. So, are you ready to make managing your cloud stuff super simple and fun? Let's start. AWS CLI stands for AWS Command Line Interface. It is a tool that lets you interact with various services and resources provided by AWS through your computer's command line or terminal. So instead of using AWS Management Console, you can use AWS CLI to execute commands, automate tasks, and manage your AWS resources more efficiently. It is another way of using AWS services with our command line from our laptop. In simpler terms, it's like having a set of magic words that you can type into your computer to control your stuff on the internet, like websites and databases that are hosted on Amazon servers. I have opened google.com and now I will search AWS CLI install on Windows. I will show you how we can install AWS CLI and then I will show you how we can start using AWS CLI from our own laptop. We will open the first link, install and update to the latest version of AWS CLI. So this is the page it will open and we will go with the Windows because I have a Windows operating system. So this is showing by using msi-exe command, but I will go and download and run AWS CLI MSI installer. So I will click on this link and it will start getting downloaded. AWS CLI installer is now downloaded. I will go and execute this. So it will start installing AWS command line interface for my laptop. Now it is installing. It will take some time. In order to see AWS CLI is installed correctly or not, I'll go to any of the files in my computer and I will type cmd. It will open up my command line, my terminal. So I'll increase the font. So if AWS is correctly installed, so it will show AWS --version. See, it is saying AWS CLI 2.1562 is installed. Along with this, Python is installed and Windows. So that's how we can find out like AWS CLI is correctly installed. In order to access AWS CLI, we need to create a user where we will provide access keys for that user. So I am into my AWS Management Console and I am into IAM. I'll click on users and here I will create one user. I'll give the name as Asma. So I am saying provide user access to AWS Management Console and I want to create IAM user. Now here I will not say auto generate custom password, I will give custom password. So I'll give a password of my choice and I will uncheck this. Users must create a new next password. So I'll uncheck this and I'll click on next. And I will add the user in my administrator group. It's already there. So I'll add the user here. I'll click on next and then create users. So I have opened the user Asma and I'll click on security credentials, the fourth tab, and then I will scroll down and click on access keys. Basically, use access keys to send programmatic calls to AWS from AWS CLI. AWS tools for PowerShell, AWS SDKs. So this is the most important part in order to connect to AWS from the terminal. So I will click on create access keys. I will give command line interface CLI, and I will give the confirmation. I'll click on next and asma access keys. I'll give a description and I will click on create access keys. So I will download the CSV file. So it will have my access keys and secret access keys. I'll click on done. So that's how access keys got created. I am in the page AWS command line interface user guide for version 2. Here in the left panel we have configured the AWS CLI. So this is the very first step in order to connect our laptop to AWS via the CLI. So here we will do AWS configure. We will type in the command line AWS configure, and it will ask for AWS secret key ID. So access key ID is the one which we have downloaded when we have created the IAM user, and access key we have created. So I will copy the access key and I will paste here. Now it will ask for AWS secret access keys. Basically these are your credentials, secret credentials which you need to paste and use for connecting to AWS account via the CLI. Default region name I will not give anything, and default output would be JSON, so I will not give. So now it is now our AWS CLI is connected. We will see and run few commands. AWS IAM list hyphen users. This command will list all the users in our AWS account. See, it is saying the first user is admin1, second user is Asma, and the third user is user1. These are the same thing which we are getting in the AWS management console. Here we are getting into our terminal. If I will say AWS IAM list hyphen groups, so it will show me the groups in my identity and access management. There is only one group which is called as administrator. When it was created, it will show all the details it will show. So our AWS configure, AWS CLI is correctly installed, and now we can use all the AWS services via the AWS CLI. I hope you liked the video. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more content. Thank you.